Hello, how are we? Welcome. Here's another video from me, and it's of course a TFNation guest announcement video. I haven't done one of these for quite a while. I've literally for TFNation 2023, I've only done two. This is actually number 3. This is the third. You know, other things have been going on. I've been doing my information videos in regards to Transformers Rise of the Beasts. So that's kind of been more the forefront of most of the videos I've been uploading recently. Stuff to do with the trailer and everything and all that kind of jazz. So there has been, since my last installment, what I'm going to do in this video is I'm going to do a quick summary, because it's been a fair few months of me talking about TFNation 2023 in regards to the guest announcements. So basically what I'm going to be doing in this video is I'm going to do a quick summary of who I've already spoken about in the previous 2 vet parts, and then I'm going to move swiftly on, get yourself all caught up, and let you know the brand new announcements. Literally, as I'm recording this video today, they just dropped one more voice actor. So there is 3 voice actors that are going to be guests of honour at TFNation 2023. So, without any more boring you with any more of this, let's get into this, and I'm going to do a quick overview and then get into the up-to-date who I've not spoken about yet, I don't think. Guests that have been recently announced within the last couple of weeks or so. So, and also today. So let's go. Alright then, let's get into this thing, shall we? So, I'm just going to do a quick overview of who I've already mentioned. We have Mr. John Paul Beauvais. He will be attending yet again for TFNation 2023. He is a comic book artist known for working on a lot of different Transformers comics. John Paul Beauvais, he's pretty much been to nearly every single TFNation so far. He's a great guy, great person to talk to, brilliant artist. So John Paul Beauvais, I've already spoken about him, so he will also be in attendance. We also have Mr. James Roberts, which I think I've also mentioned in a previous video. So Mr. James Roberts will also be in attendance. He is obviously known for the Lost Light stuff, Last Stand of the Wreckers, Requiem of the Wreckers, RDW, comic books. He's a writer and an artist. So most people, I think, that are into the comic books will know who James Roberts is. So there we have that. We also have Mr. Jack Lawrence, another artist as well, known for doing most RDW stuff and other things. So Jack Lawrence will also, who I've also mentioned, will be in attendance at TFNation 2023. And also another one that I mentioned is Mr. Steve White. He is an artist, writer, and I believe an editor. He has worked on Transformers UK, the original Transformers UK comic books, as well as 2000 AD, the Real Ghostbusters, so many different things. He is a great guest to have. It's going to be quite an interesting panel for him. So, yeah, he will also be in attendance. Now for the previous voice actor guests that I've also mentioned, is that we have Sue Blue. Of course, Miss Sue Blue will be in attendance. It is believed to be the very first UK Transformers convention or the first time she's been to the UK for a convention. So this is going to be literally a fantastic thing to see Sue Blue in attendance at TFNation 2023. So excited to see her panel and whatever else she does throughout the weekend. Such a great guest announcement, and yeah, fantastic. So Sue Blue, I've already mentioned about her. She was literally the very first guest that TFNation announced since they started the guest announcements. So fantastic. And of course, David Sabolov. Another voice actor that was announced for TFNation 2023. David Sabolov is fantastic. I know him from Beast Wars because he played Depth Charge. But he also is voicing 2 characters in Transformers Rise of the Beasts, which is fantastic timing, fantastic to get a voice actor that is working on literally the film coming out this year.
It's literally coming out in June, which is like 2 months before, about a month or two before TFNation happens. So the fact that he's obviously the voice of Battletrap and Rhinox in Rise of the Beasts, and also his voice characters in Transformers Prime as well. I think he was Shockwave in Transformers Prime. You know, he is a great voice actor to have. So fantastic to have him. Very excited to see him, and I've been intrigued to see if he can talk about a little bit about Rise of the Beast. That'd be interesting. So yeah, that is pretty much, I think, up to date. So let's move on to the next segment of the newer ones that I don't think I've spoken about yet. Alright then, so in this segment, so that was just a quick sort through of who I've already spoken about. The point of this video is to try and get it all fresh back into your minds. People might have forgotten who's been announced, some people that are still on the fence of going. You know, this video is for the benefit of those that are thinking about going, or don't know what TFNation is, or have never been, or somebody that went to TFN Minicon but are considering on coming to TFN 2023 in August as well. So yeah, this is for the benefit of people that are not massive regulars or first timers, or only been maybe the once. I don't know. That is the point of me making these videos, and also to try and get the word of mouth out there for the awesome people behind the scenes of TFNation. The next guest announcements up to date as of today as well, because they just announced a new voice actor. So let's do this thing. So we have announced Mr. Jim Sorensen. Now, Jim Sorensen, I thought I'd spoken about him. I can't remember, I can't see anywhere that I have in the previous videos. So I'm going to just give him a shout out here because end of it, he is a guest announcement. So Mr. Jim Sorensen, he's a writer. He's fantastic. He's pretty much, he's been to pretty much every TFNation. I think he's been to every single TFNation, plus some, I think some auto assemblies as well in the past. He's a great guy. A great guy. His you know, his contribution to some of the literature stuff is fantastic. The next guest announcement, recent guest announcement, is Mr. Andy Cousins. Now, Mr. Andy Cousins, you might be aware. Sorry, the cat wants to get in the camera. Stop it. Anyway, so Mr. Andy Cousins, he will be in attendance. Now, Andy Cousins, he was at TFNation last year, 2022. So this will be his second time around. I actually missed his panel last year. So it's fantastic that he is coming back. And we'll be probably doing, again, a panel. Well, I don't know what day it will be. Probably once they actually, TFNation update their schedule for what panels, when they're going to be situated throughout the weekend. And things of that nature. But Andy Cousins, I wanted to go and see his panel last year. I was too much talking to other people in the bar, and I missed on a lot of panels. So I wanted to check out. So Andy Cousins, the fact that he's coming again this year is fantastic. Another couple new guest announcements that I've yet to talk about is Mr. Stephen Baskerville. Now, Stephen Baskerville, he has been to previous events in the past. It's been a bit since he's been in attendance to an event. But Stephen Baskerville, he is literally one of the comic book greats. He has worked on some great titles. To have him in attendance again is just fantastic. So yeah, Mr. Stephen Baskerville is also, you know, comic book artist and everything. So if you're familiar with this guy's works, you're going to be in for a treat with that. So yeah, Mr. Stephen Baskerville is in attendance for TFNation 2023. And the next recent guest announcement is Mr. Andrew Wildman. Mr. Andrew Wildman was announced, I think, about a couple of weeks ago, maybe about 2 or 3 weeks ago. For a fairly recent guest announcement. So Andrew Wildman, he's been to previous events as well, but he obviously is another artist, comic book artist. He has worked on some fantastic titles within the comic books. So again, if you're familiar with this guy's works, then it's going to be a good time for you. So Andrew Wildman has been announced for TFNation 2023. And here we are with literally the latest guest announcement. Literally this guy was announced today, this evening, of me uploading this video. So I am actually quite intrigued by this guy. I've never met him before. I know of him, but he hasn't really been in a lot of other stuff that I like. He hasn't voiced characters. He hasn't voiced characters in other stuff that I like. I mean, I like other stuff besides Transformers, quite obviously. But he is known for voicing some characters in Pokemon, as well as Transformers Cyberverse. Let me introduce to you Mr. Jeremy Levy. Yes, he was the voice. He's done quite a few voices in Transformers Cyberverse, also voicing in some Transformers video game. He is the voice of Bumblebee from Cyberverse, as well as Rack and Ruin, Shockwave, I believe. He's done fair few. Looking through this guy's credits, he's done a fair few voices just in Cyberverse alone. So yeah, Jeremy Levy, brand new voice actor, has literally just been announced today. He was also a part of the big broadcast event, I believe back in either 2022, 21, maybe 22. So he was actually one of the guests that was interviewed via their online TFNation event while there was no conventions happening. So this will be his first time at a physical event, and so if there's any relatively younger TFNation fans or Transformers fans that are going, this guy's probably going to be in their ballpark, because it's a great idea to have somebody that's worked on a more current series than the stuff from the past, because a lot of kids probably are just being introduced to stuff from like G1 and the Takara trilogy, G1, Takara trilogy, the Unicron trilogy, all that stuff. They're probably only just starting. Their parents are probably just kind of introducing them to older stuff. But a lot of kids will probably only be well aware of like Cyberverse, RID from 2015, and F-Spark as well, which is the more recent one. So the fact that he's voiced he's voiced quite a few characters, so it's going to be an interesting voice panel. It's actually going to be an interesting panel with this guy, because obviously he's voiced so many characters, so it's going to be interesting to see this guy and what he's going to be like as a person, because like I say, I've never met this guy before. I know the name. I've heard of Jeremy Levy before in other stuff. I remember seeing his name credited. But anyway, so I've spoken a bit too much for this guy, but Mr. Jeremy Levy is the brand new voice actor number 3 next to Sue Blue and David Sabalov for TFNation 2023. And there we have it. It's all up to date, up to current. I have no doubt in my mind that there will probably be a few more not voice actors, but there will probably be more guest announcements in due course. You know, we are now in May. We have 3 months to go. There is probably still a hell of a lot of stuff still going on behind the scenes, no doubt. So expect at least maybe 1 or 2 more videos from me, depending on just how much more information is mentioned. If anything else of significance is mentioned, as in announcements, when it comes to other stuff besides the guests, this video is literally just to tell you the guests. That is it. This is just a guest announcements. But like I said, there is other things in relation to conventions. So if there's anything else that happens, anything else that, you know, that they talk about or is introduced, I will also announce those in future videos. But thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope to see you at TFNation 2023. It's going to be great, because obviously I went to Minicon back in March as well. I went to TFN Minicon in Manchester and had a great time. But it's going to be great to get back to Birmingham at the Hilton for the main Mama Jamma 3-day eventer to see many of my friends, those that I saw earlier this year, and see many others that sadly couldn't make it. So it's going to be a great event. Looking forward to it. So thank you for watching. I'll be back with more TFNation related videos and reviews, and possibly even more info videos in regards to Transformers Rise of the Beasts. I think it is in full frontal promotion period now, because we're in May. The film's out literally next month in June, so I think we might probably get a couple of TV spots. So if anything does happen, expect at least one more video from me probably in the coming weeks, up until the film actually drops and is in cinemas. So thank you very much for all the support on the channel, and thank you for watching, and I'll be back very soon. Bye bye.